This story from the Dusty Thunder subreddit is titled, Am I the Astronaut for Putting My Boyfriend's Kids Outside After He Instructed Them to Go Nuts? Dusty, I love your podcast and I could really use some advice. I feel like my sanity is dangling by a thread. I need to know if I'm the a-hole. My boyfriend, now ex, has 3 kids, all 10 and under. Their bio mom died giving birth to the youngest. We dated for about a year and a half. I got along well with all 3 of them, and as a unit, we were comfortable and, dare I say, complete. They were spending a lot of time over at my house, and I genuinely enjoyed it. Then, just recently during a holiday when all the kids had the day off from school or preschool, my boyfriend came and the kids came over for a day of fun. They'd been here for about an hour when my boyfriend said he needed to go to the store to get some things for dinner, his treat. I told him we could just order a pizza and maybe we should enjoy the time together, especially since I'd promised the kids a whole day of gaming. I was looking forward to keeping my word because my own parents and I played video games together when I was a kid. My boyfriend insisted that he would be in and out and not to worry. Not even 5 minutes after he left, the kids started acting up and completely out of control. I mean, screeching, throwing things, opening the fridge and pulling out all the food, taking a pen and running up and down the hallway while writing with it on my walls, etc. Nothing I said or did made any impact. This sounds like my hell. They wouldn't go to timeout. They didn't care about not playing games. They wouldn't listen. It was a complete 180 from the kids I'd grown to know and love. I was calling my boyfriend over and over, and most of the time he sent me to voicemail. When he did pick up, he would tell me, "That's nothing. They're fine. You're the adult." And when he was finally annoyed with me, he told me to handle it how I see fit and that he would be right back. Red flagging him for that as well. He hung up abruptly, and when I went to call him back, I heard something shatter. I whirled around to see my mom's urn shattered on the floor. It had been on my fireplace mantle next to her picture, and one of the kids had gotten on the reading chair to knock it down. To knock it down, intentionally. I absolutely lost it. I started shrieking at the top of my lungs for them to get the out of my house. They seemed to be in shock and wouldn't move, so I grabbed the 2 oldest by their jackets and threw them out of my front door. They were crying when I went to retrieve the youngest, and as I was marching back to my front door to put the youngest out front as well, my boyfriend appeared. He demanded to know why the kids were crying, and I told him, because your kids are godless demons that are going to wind up in jail or dead when they grow up. Whoa! Didn't hold anything back there. I then shoved his youngest at him and turned around to go back into my house. He followed behind me, scolding me for abandoning the kids, and instead of telling them to egg off, I told him to come see what they'd done. He looked at everything with a dry expression. I mean, nothing to show outrage at how the kids had behaved. I started to think he was being purposefully aloof when he said, "You failed." Excuse me? I thought I had misheard him, so I asked him, what? He said that he told the kids to put me through the ringer because he wanted to propose to me, and he said he needed to be sure I could handle the stress of being a mom. He said that if I was really his true love, and if I truly loved the kids, I'd be able to handle all of this without calling him over and over or ditching the kids outside. I started rage crying and asked him if he understood that they destroyed my mom's urn because of him, and he replied, "She's gone, Bunny. We're here. You were going to have to toss that creepy thing out anyway once we moved in." Boy, you found a winner here, OP. I slapped him, not once, but twice. I don't care if the kid saw or if he called the police, because who the actually does this to someone? He told me he would forgive me when I called and apologized to him and the kids. I told him to go to hell, and he said that I'd see things clearly when I calmed down. I blocked him on everything and then took pictures of the destruction and posted about it on every SM account I have. Apparently, he has my email because he emailed me and told me I was overreacting to everything and that everything could be cleaned or replaced, including my mom's ashes. How? And that they were most likely dust and cigarette ash and not her actual ashes. Well, this guy just keeps winning. I have zero desire to get back together with him because as far as I'm concerned, he's a sociopath. 98% of my friends and family are totally on my side, but the other 2% said that he was right about me and that no matter what, I'm the adult and I willingly put kids in danger. So now I'm wondering, am I the astronaut? You put them in danger by putting them right outside your door? When he was like already right there? So they were never alone. I mean, you were willing to let them sit on the front step and wait for him to come back, which... Edited to add, thank you everyone. Your kindness has brought fresh tears to my eyes in the best possible way. I'm never going to unblock him, and I'm going to be looking into some of these suggestions I got starting tomorrow morning. To those that are saying this is fake, I can't help you to change your minds, and there's no point in doing so. Believe what you will. To those calling me the asshole, that's your opinion, and you're entitled to it. But let's see how you behave in a similar situation. God forbid it ever happens. Okay. This is for ex-boyfriend. Go straight to AskCon 1. What kind of bullshit test is this? Leaving your kids with someone, telling them to be as terrible as possible to see how someone would handle it. To see if maybe they're worthy of you proposing to. Which, by the way, if you did and if you moved in, you were going to force her to get rid of her mom's urn with her ashes in it anyway. And you said it's probably not her ashes anyway. Cool story, bro. You sound like a real winner. And OP dodged a bullet here. How does this guy think he would respond if his kids were behaving like this at that time? How would he respond if they didn't respond to anything? To any kind of discipline, to any kind of anything that she said, they didn't respond to anything. They had one mission, and that was total destruction, and they were committed to it because he told them to do it. That's not a test in parenting. That is sabotage by your partner. And if that's what marriage to this douche canoe would be like, yeah, no. You dodged a biggin, OP. A biggin. You know who the real loser is in all of this? You won because you dodged a potential really stanky relationship with this just blue ribbon champion of a dude. The kids were put through something by this idiot that is going to be emotionally scarring for them. He told them to do something that they should never want to do in the first place. You had a good relationship with them. You felt like a complete family. I'm sure they loved you, and they got to see a side of you that they never would have seen otherwise, probably, because they were sent on this hell mission by their father to see how you would respond to it. Well, don't ask questions you don't want the answer to, you idiot. But they now lost a connection with you because of this stupid game that he played. They saw a ragey side of you that they have never seen to this point, and anybody can be triggered and turned into a rage monster if pushed hard enough. And telling your 3 kids to put someone through hell is certainly enough to do it. Intentionally breaking things, drawing on the walls, like what? This guy. If this is what gauntlet a woman has to pass to be worthy of his love, then may he be alone forever. The only downfall to that is that then these kids only have this douche canoe to look up to. And that's sad because he clearly is not the ideal role model for them. I feel bad for the kids. You dodged a bullet, OP. This is a terrible, terrible, terrible thing to do to someone. This was not a test. This was torture. And someone being willing to torture you to see if you're worthy of their love, that is not love. That is not love. That is not a partnership. That is not like, I don't understand why someone would ever do that to someone else. And that's somebody who's going to be left alone, who's going to be alone for a lifetime because they're willing to do that to another person.